Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Holly and I'm a gardener here in Northwest Florida, Zone 9A, and today we are planting my new GreenStalk. This is the Inventor bundle. It has 3 smaller tiers called the leaf tiers and 3 larger tiers, which are the original. It also came with a support trellising system. It has the turning base and it had wheels, but I did not want to use wheels out where this is at. I do get pretty good winds out here. And it has a watering system with it as well, an automatic watering system. So this is overall a very cool design and my first time ever seeing one of these in person. So I've got some pretty good plans on going into this. It took a lot of thought because you don't realize till you have it that 36 spots is a lot to fill. So I was trying to think of smaller varieties that I could put in here and it not be overly crowded or just overflowing everywhere. I know a lot of people do plant full-size plants. I'm just a little new and nervous, so I'm going to start off safe. I started some starts, which I'll show you in a second, but other than that, I will be planting some cucamelons. I have not had success with cucamelons yet. This is going to be my second year trying these, and this is the year. I know it's the year. It's got to be the year because those would look so doggone good hanging from the top level of this. Like they're teeny tiny little cucumbers that look like melons, and this is the year. Cucamelons hanging from the top. I'm going to have some purple basil mixed in, some Italian large leaf basil. My husband and I love zinnias. It's one of our favorite flowers. It's super easy. You really can't go wrong with a zinnia. So we're going to mix in some Thumbelina zinnias for some color. We're also going to have some nasturtiums, the dwarf jewel mix. I believe that would just be beautiful hanging off the side of this. And this is going to be my first time with nasturtiums. I have some planted in my raised beds, but they're a different variety. So I'm going to try a few different varieties. I have some Eskimo marigolds, and aren't they just gorgeous? I'm also going to put some French dwarf marigolds in there, but I'm just going to use a seed head from one of the dying marigold flowers in the garden. And then I also have some Florida broadleaf mustard. If y'all saw my previous video, you know I said I wasn't going to grow mustard greens, but that was apparently a dirty fib. I didn't mean to, but apparently it was. But mustard greens are an easy win. I grew these and grew these and grew these and grew these until I couldn't grow them anymore, and I pulled them because we were sick of eating them. Our neighbors were sick of eating them. They just kept coming. You could cut them, and they just kept growing. And finally, I decided it was time for the mustard greens to just go. Not of their own fault, but because we were tired of mustard greens. However, I am growing them on this bottom level only, and they're going to be all by themselves because I found out that mustard greens are allelopathic, so they release, I'm not really sure if it's a chemical necessarily, but it releases something into the soil that inhibits the growth of other plants. So I figured that out last year. They were the only thing that grew in one of the beds. Everything else grew, it was just very stunted, and I figured out later it's because I had done the square foot gardening and mixed these like every other square, and nothing else seemed to make it. So apparently some things can do well with mustard greens. I just have not had that experience. I still want them, so I'm going to put them on the bottom level where when the water runs down, the water from the mustard greens isn't getting on anything else either, and they're in their own level. So hopefully I get those. I have some tiny Tim tomatoes, and they are tiny. I think they would have been bigger, but apparently 45 degrees is too cold for them. So I thought they were completely dead, and then I came out 2 days ago and they were green, and I was like, all right, today's my lucky day. So those will be going in there. Those are the ones that most people put on their kitchen counters. You'll see them as like the countertop variety. They get like a foot tall and they're covered in little cherry tomatoes. I started some banana peppers. They're still a little bit small, but they'll get bigger. So I have, I think, 4 of these, maybe 5. I picked up some chives and some parsley, super on sale. And the chives, I have 2 of these. I'm going to split these into multiple. I don't know how many, but there's just a ton in here, and I'm just going to split this at least in half to get the most from it. And I Also have some yellow Bikino pepper seeds. I tried to start them, but like the tomatoes, they got hit with that 45 degrees and they said they were done. So I'm going to start them again. I would have loved to have them a little bit sooner because peppers take a long time. But this is a dwarf variety of peppers, and they make these cute little sweet peppers. So those are going to look so good. I'm going to have so many different colors incorporated in here with the nasturtiums, the purple basil, the yellow peppers. I just think this is going to look beautiful. All that being said, I do already have the tags made up, and I am going to take this apart, lay all the pieces on the ground, and plant them. And we'll see how that goes. I know it'll go good. All right, so this is our bottom, the spinny one. I've already put the mustard greens in here. I just made little troughs down the sides here, sprinkled some in. They have 1/4 inch of soil on top. I'm gonna give them a really good water in. That being said, I'm not gonna stack them as I go because I do wanna water them in extra good. I know they have an excellent watering system, but I did not pre-moisten the soil. It's been in here for a little while, so I don't want to chance anything being really dry. So I'm just gonna take y'all along with me. You can see the tags as we go, but I'll kind of tell you more about what they are at the end. Right now, I'm just gonna plant them. Enjoy, hang out. Hopefully that doesn't kill it, but that's the best way to get it apart. I had to yank it apart. They definitely needed to be repotted. Hopefully chives are resilient. The seeds are tiny, tiny. I don't know why, but I expected them to be the size of like a melon seed, but they're not melon sized, so I don't know why I thought that. I guess because the name, they're tiny, smaller than cucumber seeds. Went and got a marigold, one of the dried marigold heads I was talking about. For those of you who don't know, when the marigold dies, you could just pull the whole flower off. And when you pull the flower, so you can see all the petals there, when you pull those, that's all seeds, all of that. Endless marigolds. I spilled the zinnia seeds. And just that fast, we have planted 36 different plants. That blows my mind. And they're all going to grow within a 2 square foot radius. That is insane. I'm going to put this thing back together. No, I'm going to water it and then put this thing back together and show you the final result. And just like that, it's done already. 36 plants planted in here that will hopefully give me tomatoes, peppers, edible flowers, a lot of beauty, some herbs. I mean, this is endless. I'm going to have to get another one. I am absolutely going to need a matching one on the opposite side of the entrance to my greenhouse. It just looks great. I think it's going to look wonderful with all the plants growing in it. I'm going to put some water in the top, let it go down, and in a few weeks, I will post an update on the same video. So hang tight to see what this looks like in a couple weeks. All right, everyone, it is May 10th. I wanted to give a update of where everything's at since most everything in this GreenStalk was planted from seed. Our Tiny Tim tomatoes are looking so good. There is only one in here that is not doing great. And that is, should have gone the other way around this, huh? Because, oh, right there. That one is failing to thrive, so that one may need to be replaced. It hasn't had any growth. But our Tiny Tim tomatoes are all looking great. It looks like we're starting to get a few flower buds forming in there. I just can't believe how fast everything in this has put on growth. Another little Tiny Tim. It looks like the Tiny Tim are going to be the perfect tomatoes for this GreenStalk. They are so compact. Our chives are doing excellent. Now we did plant these from starts, so we didn't start those from seed, but they are doing extra good. Our banana peppers, do y'all remember how small these were when we put them in here? They were absolutely tiny, and every single banana pepper in here is so big now. We've even got some little flower buds on it here. Our cucamelons, they're a little bit slow to start, but we have got some cucamelons growing. I can't wait to show y'all what they look like just draped down the side. Can y'all picture it? All of our basil is looking so good. Let's see. There's some more there. Marigolds. The zinnias. Our parsley. Can y'all believe this parsley? And all of our mustard greens. We had so many mustard greens germinate. I came through and thinned them down to 2 per pocket. They do get pretty big. And it looks like we are going to have a ton of mustard greens. Look at the little nasturtiums. Aren't those just adorable? Our little yellow zucchini peppers have all started to sprout. Peppers do take a long time to grow, so that's no surprise. But we don't have an empty pocket in here, and I have not replanted anything. I am so impressed with this GreenStalk. So impressed that my husband has ordered me another one. We both love them so much. It's just so satisfying, such a great way to plant a lot in just a little bit of space. I just wanted to give y'all an update since y'all didn't get to see it full of plants last time. It's so nice to see what things look like once they're grown in. And absolutely so satisfying. Thanks for joining me, guys, for planting this GreenStalk and the update video. If you could, like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. What's your favorite thing to plant in the GreenStalk? I'm getting a second one, so I need some ideas. I look forward to talking with y'all in the comments, and thank you again for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time.